Dear listener, today our second and last part of this topic, so please listen carefully. Thanks. Chapter 16, Aligning with the Energy of Your Desired Reality. In a dimly lit study, Benjamin Reeves counted his bills for the third time. That evening, his shoulders slumped with each calculation, his energy broadcasting a signal of scarcity into the universe. Though his lips spoke of abundance, his being resonated with lack. You must understand this fundamental truth. The universe responds not to your words, but to your energetic state. Like attracts like. This is the immutable law that governs all creation. When you vibrate at the frequency of lack, you can only attract more experiences that match that frequency. The secret lies not in wanting what you desire but in an energetic match for it. Wanting implies absence. It is a declaration to the universe that you do not have what you seek. This very energy of not having becomes your point of attraction. Benjamin's transformation began when he grasped this subtle yet powerful distinction. Instead of yearning for abundance, he learned to embody it. He walked as though prosperity flowed through his veins. He spoke with the quiet confidence of someone who knew abundance as their natural state. Most importantly, he felt wealthy in his core. Regardless of external circumstances, the universe cannot distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. When accompanied by genuine feeling, when you align your entire being, thoughts, emotions, and actions with the frequency of what you desire, you become a magnet for its physical manifestation, a vibrational alignment practice. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. A sacred sanctuary where you can commune with your highest self. For 5 minutes each day, step fully into the version of yourself who already has what you desire. Feel the emotions coursing through your body, the deep satisfaction, the unwavering confidence, the serene gratitude. Adopt the posture, bearing, and movements of this realized version of you. Speak the words that naturally flow from a place of abundance and completion. Let every cell of your being resonate with the frequency of having rather than wanting until your entire essence vibrates in perfect harmony with your desired reality. This is not mere pretense or wishful thinking. It is a profound energetic alignment with your chosen reality. A deliberate tuning of your spiritual frequency to match the abundance that awaits you. Chapter 17, Letting Go of the How. In the heart of a bustling city, David Calloway paced his apartment, his mind spinning endless scenarios of how his business venture should unfold. Charts, plans, and timelines covered his walls, a maze of mental interference that kept him trapped in anxiety rather than allowing his dreams to flourish. You see, the universe operates with an intelligence far beyond human comprehension. When you attempt to control every detail, to map out every step, you actually constrict the flow of infinite possibilities that could manifest your desires in ways far grander than your mind could conceive. The art of manifestation lies not in micromanaging the how, but in crystal clarity about the what while surrendering the method of its arrival. Think of a seed planted in fertile soil. It doesn't strain to become a flower. It simply holds the blueprint of what it will become while surrendering to the natural forces that will bring it to bloom. David's breakthrough came when he finally understood that his relentless planning was actually a form of doubt disguised as preparation. His need to control every detail stemmed from a deep distrust in the universe's ability to orchestrate events perfectly. The moment he released his grip on the how, doors began opening in ways he never could have engineered. This truth has echoed through the ages. The universe has access to all possibilities, all connections, all paths. Your role is not to figure it all out, but to maintain the energy of your desire while allowing the greater intelligence to work through you. Think of the times when your greatest blessings arrived through unexpected channels. Did you plan those perfect synchronicities? Did you orchestrate those chance meetings that changed everything? No. They flowed to you when you were aligned with their frequency but not attached to their form. These divine appointments manifested precisely because you weren't trying to control their arrival like water. Finding its natural course, the universe's intelligence knew exactly how to reach you. Perhaps it was a conversation with a stranger that led to your dream job or a wrong turn that guided you to the right path. These moments of grace appear when you trust in the greater plan while remaining open to infinite possibilities. A surrender exercise: take a piece of paper and write down your deepest desire. Feel its essence, its energy, its truth. Then with complete trust, speak these words. I release this desire to the infinite intelligence of the universe, knowing it will manifest in the perfect way at the perfect time through the perfect channels. I trust completely and surrender all control. Fold the paper and place it in a special box or burn it as a symbol of your trust. This act of surrender opens the floodgates of universal orchestration. Chapter 18: The Power of Gratitude and Reality. Shifting in a small cottage by the sea, Marjorie Lane stood at her window each morning counting all that life had denied. Her list of lacks grew longer with each passing day: the promotion she hadn't received, the relationship that hadn't materialized, the dream still unfulfilled. What she failed to see was how this focus on absence was creating more of the same you possess within you, a magnetic force that draws experiences matching your dominant thoughts. When your attention fixates on what's missing, you emit a frequency of lack, and the universe faithfully mirrors this energy back to you. But when you shift your focus to abundance, to all that already fills your life with blessing, you activate a different law entirely. Think of gratitude as a language the universe understands intimately. Each thank you uttered with genuine feeling sends ripples through the fabric of reality, creating space for more blessings to flow. It's not merely positive thinking. It's an energetic transformation that alters your point of attraction. Marjorie's transformation began the day she found her grandmother's old diary filled with daily gratitude entries written during the hardest years of her life. Even in times of genuine struggle, her grandmother had found something to appreciate. This discovery shifted something profound in Marjorie's consciousness as she began noting the small blessings: the warmth of morning sunlight, the kindness of a stranger, the comfort of a hot cup of tea. Her energy began to shift. The more she appreciated, the more life responded with experiences worthy of appreciation. What you focus on expands, and gratitude is the lens that magnifies abundance. Consider how a garden grows. You don't see every microscopic change, but your consistent attention and care yield eventual blooms. Similarly, gratitude plants seeds in the fertile soil of consciousness, seeds that grow into manifestations that match their origin. A gratitude journaling exercise each evening. Find a quiet moment with your journal, preferably as the day winds to a close and your mind settles into reflection. Write down 3 specific things from your day that sparked gratitude, no matter how seemingly small or grand, but don't stop at simply naming them. Explore why each blessing enriches your life and touches your soul. How does it contribute to your journey? What deeper meaning does it hold? Feel the genuine appreciation as you write, letting the warmth of gratitude fill your being. This practice, maintained consistently, becomes a powerful force of attraction, drawing more experiences that mirror your thankful heart like a magnet attuned to joy. Your conscious appreciation creates a resonance that the universe cannot help but match. Through this daily ritual, you plant seeds of abundance in the fertile soil of tomorrow. Chapter 19: Releasing Fear and Resistance. In the heart of a bustling city, Timothy Sanders lived behind invisible walls. Each morning he would wake with grand visions of what his life could become, only to have them dissolve in the asset of fear. His dreams of starting his own business remained trapped in journals. His desire to speak on stage stayed locked in rehearsals before his mirror. You may recognize this pattern in your own life: the way fear whispers, convincing stories of what might go wrong, painting vivid pictures of failure before you've taken a single step. But what appears as wisdom is often the mind's illusion, a shadow cast by thoughts rather than reality itself. Fear exists only in imagination. It is the mind projecting past pain into a future that hasn't arrived. When you step closer to examine its substance, you discover it has no more solidity than morning mist. Yet how many lives remain unlived because of these ghostly barriers? Timothy's awakening came through a simple question posed by a stranger. What if fear is lying to you? This inquiry cracked open his perception, revealing how fear had been masquerading as truth each time he had believed its stories. He had given it the power to shape his reality. The secret to dissolving fear lies not in fighting it, but in seeing through it. When you bring awareness to fear's presence, you begin to notice how it distorts your perception. Like holding a magnifying glass to shadows, consciousness reveals their insubstantial nature. Timothy began taking small steps first, speaking at local gatherings. Then gradually expanding his comfort zone with each action. The fear's grip loosened. What he discovered was revolutionary. Fear doesn't dissipate before action. It dissolves through action. You hold this same power every time you move. Despite fear's presence, you prove its stories false. Each step forward weakens fear's authority over your life, revealing it as the imposter. It always was a fear dissolution exercise. Take a moment now to write down your greatest fear, allowing its shape to emerge clearly in your mind before committing it to paper. Be specific about what holds you back, not just the surface fear, but deeper story. It tells about who you are and what you can achieve. Then identify one small action you can take today that challenges this fear's authority. It need and be dramatic. Even the smallest step forward counts, for each grain of sand shapes the desert. Choose something manageable yet meaningful. An action that makes your heart quicken. Just slightly take that action today, noting carefully how reality differs from what fear predicted. Watch how the shadows of doubt retreat when faced with the light of direct experience. Chapter 20, Creating Your Future Self. Now in the quiet hours before dawn, Charlotte Winthrop stood before her mirror rehearsing the same affirmation she had spoken for months. Yet something felt different. This morning, as she gazed at her reflection, a profound truth emerged. She was not preparing to become someone new. She could embody that person. Now you see, transformation does not unfold gradually through time. It happens in a single moment of decision when you choose to step fully into who you truly are. The future version of yourself is not waiting in some distant tomorrow. It exists as a potential in this very moment. Most spend their lives believing change requires time, that they must slowly work their way toward their desires. But this is the great illusion. You need not wait to become who you wish to be. That version of you is available now, waiting to be claimed through your thoughts, words, and actions. Charlotte discovered this truth when she stopped preparing to be confident and simply became confident. She shifted her posture, adjusted her tone, and moved through her day as though she already possessed everything she desired. The world responded immediately, reflecting back this new energy she projected. The secret lies in understanding that your future self is not separate from who you are now. It is simply you expressing different qualities. When you embody these qualities today, speaking as that version of yourself would speak, making decisions as they would make them, you collapse time. The future self becomes present. Think of it like trying on new clothes. You don't gradually ease into a garment. You put it on completely. Similarly, you can step into your future self fully. Right now, your body language changes. Your voice carries new authority. Your choices align with this elevated version of you. This is not pretence, it activation. You are awakening dormant aspects of yourself that have always existed. The universe cannot distinguish between what you are becoming and what you already are. It responds to your current vibration, your present way of being, a future self-embodiment exercise. Choose one full day to live as your future self, not as an experiment, but as a declaration of what is already true. Move, speak and think as though you have already become who you wish to be. Let your posture reflect your inner power. Your words carry the weight of wisdom and your thoughts align with your highest vision. Make decisions from this elevated perspective, knowing that each choice creates ripples through time and space. As you maintain this frequency throughout the day, notice how reality begins to shift and reorganize itself to match your new vibration. Watch as opportunities, people, and circumstances naturally gravitate toward this awakened version of you. Part 3, Mastery and Living as the New You. Chapter 21. Shifting into a new version of you. In the heart of a bustling marketplace, Samuel Whitmore caught his reflection in a shop window. The face staring back held the weight of every past mistake, every regret, every moment he wished he could undo. Yet in that same instant, he glimpsed something else, a flash of who he could become. You are not bound by who you once were. Each moment offers a choice between remaining tethered to old patterns or stepping into a new expression of yourself. The version of you that exists now is simply one of countless possibilities selected through conscious or unconscious choice. Think of identity as a wardrobe of infinite outfits you've grown accustomed to wearing certain aspects of yourself. The cautious one, the fearful one, the one defined by past wounds, but hanging beside these familiar garments are versions of you that radiate confidence, wisdom, and mastery. These alternatives are not distant possibilities. They are available now. Samuel discovered this truth when he stopped introducing himself with his past. Instead of beginning conversations with old stories of failure, he spoke from the energy of his desired self. His shoulders straightened. His voice carried new authority, and people began responding to this elevated presence. The world mirrors back the identity you claim when you step fully into a new version of yourself, not gradually, not tentatively, but completely. Reality has no choice but to reflect this shift. Your energy speaks louder than your words and the universe responds to who you are being in this moment. This is not about denying your past or pretending to be someone else. It is about consciously selecting which aspects of yourself to embody. Just as an actor fully inhabits a role while knowing their true nature, you can step into different expressions of your authentic self, a conscious identity shifting practice. Select one quality of your future self. Perhaps it's confidence, wisdom, or abundance. For the next 48 hours, embody this aspect completely. Move, speak, and make decisions as this version of yourself. Let this chosen attribute flow through every gesture, every word, every thought. When you walk, walk as though this quality radiates from your very being. When you speak, let your voice carry the authority of one who has already mastered this trait. Make choices with the certainty of someone who has lived with this quality for years. Notice how the world begins to treat you differently. How circumstances align to match your new vibration and how opportunities that were once hidden suddenly become visible before you. Chapter 22, Mastering Emotional Alchemy. In the depths of winter, Caroline Beckett sat alone in her garden. Tears streaming down her face. The weight of her sadness felt overwhelming. Yet in that moment of complete surrender, she witnessed something extraordinary. Her emotions began to shift. Like clouds passing through the sky. You hold within you an ancient power, the ability to transform energy. Your emotions are not permanent states, but flowing currents of energy seeking expression. When you resist them, they persist. When you embrace them, they reveal their wisdom. Think of your emotional state as water. It can exist as ice, frozen, rigid, stuck, or it can flow like a river moving freely toward its natural destination. The difference lies not in the water itself, but in its form. Similarly, your emotions can either paralyze you or propel you forward. Caroline discovered this truth when she stopped fighting her feelings. Instead of suppressing her sadness, she observed it with curiosity. She noticed how it moved through her body, where it gathered what messages it carried as she watched. Without judgment, the emotion began to shift naturally like ice melting in the sun. The lies in understanding that emotions are messengers, not masters. Each feeling carries information guiding you toward what needs attention or transformation. Fear points to where you need courage. Anger reveals where boundaries must be set. Sadness shows what must be released or healed. When you learn to transmute rather than suppress, every emotional state becomes an opportunity for growth. This is the art of emotional alchemy, the sacred practice of transforming lower frequencies into higher ones through conscious awareness. A transmutation exercise the next time a challenging emotion arises. Pause. Rather than pushing it away, sit with it. Notice its texture, its temperature, its movement in your body without resistance, allow it to exist. Then gently shift your focus to what you wish to feel. Instead, like turning a dial on a radio, tune yourself to this new frequency. Observe how the energy begins to transform. Chapter 23, The Subconscious Mind. As your servant in the bustling marketplace of an ancient city, a merchant named Patrick Delaney toiled from dawn until dusk. Each coin earned felt like a battle won, each success a mountain climbed. Yet no matter how hard he worked, abundance remained just beyond his reach. Your subconscious mind operates like an eternal gardener, tending to whatever seeds you plant within it. If you have sown beliefs of struggle, it will faithfully create circumstances that match this expectation. The conscious mind may desire ease and abundance, but the subconscious will always manifest according to its deepest programming. Patrick's revelation came through an encounter with a wise elder who shared a simple truth. The river does not struggle to flow, nor does the flower strain to bloom. Your striving is born of false beliefs planted long ago. The subconscious speaks the language of feeling and imagination. It knows no difference between what is vividly imagined and what is physically experienced. This is why your nighttime thoughts are particularly powerful. In the space between waking and sleeping, the conscious mind's resistance softens, allowing new programs to take root. Patrick began a practice of lying in bed each night, allowing his mind to drift into a state of peaceful receptivity. In this twilight space, he would feel the ease of abundance flowing through his life. Night after night, this new pattern began to override the old programming of struggle. Gradually, opportunities began appearing with surprising ease. Doors opened without force. Success flowed naturally, as if the universe itself had shifted to match his new internal reality. Your subconscious mind is neither friend nor foe. It is simply a faithful servant bringing to life. Whatever you impress upon it most deeply, the key lies not in fighting its current programming, but in gently offering new patterns while in a state of receptivity, a nighttime reprogramming exercise. As you lay in bed each night, allow your body to relax completely, feeling each muscle release its tension from your toes to the crown of your head. In this peaceful state, when the veil between conscious and subconscious grows thin, repeat an affirmation that embodies your desired reality. Choose words that resonate with your deepest truth, speaking them not just with your voice, but with your heart. Feel the truth of these words in every cell of your being as though they are already manifest. Let this new pattern sink deeply into your subconscious mind as you drift into sleep. knowing that in these precious moments between wakefulness and dreams, your inner world is most receptive to transformation. Chapter 24. Living from the End. In a quiet garden, a woman named Catherine Monroe stood before her rose bushes, their buds tightly closed. Each morning she would peer at them, hopefully wishing they would bloom. Yet day after day, they remained unchanged, much like the dreams she held in her heart. The ancient wisdom speaks of a truth that few have grasped. The future exists first in consciousness before it manifests in form. Your current reality is but the shadow of past thoughts and feelings made solid. To change what is, you must first live from what could be. Catherine's transformation began when she encountered an old manuscript that spoke of the art of assuming. It taught that hoping for change was like planting seeds without water, of futile exercise. True manifestation required living as though the desired reality was already present. Instead of hoping her roses would bloom, Catherine began speaking to them as though they were in full flower. She would sit in her garden, breathing in their imagined fragrance, feeling the joy of their vibrant colors in her mind and heart. The garden was already a paradise of blooming roses. The universe responds not to what you want but to what you are being. When you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you create a bridge between present circumstance and desired reality. This is not pretense. It is the highest form of faith. A knowing so deep that your entire being aligns with it. Catherine stopped checking her roses each morning with anxiety. Instead, she walked her garden with the peaceful certainty of one who knows the flowers are already perfect. In their unfolding, she lived from the end result, feeling the completeness of her desire as an already accomplished fact. One morning she opened her curtains to find her garden transformed, roses blooming in magnificent abundance. The physical reality had caught up with her consciousness, as it always must. Your manifestations await not in some distant future, but in your present state of being. When you live as though your desire is fulfilled, you create an energetic blueprint that reality must follow. This is the art of assuming, to be so convinced of your desired reality that you live from it completely. A living from the end. Exercise for the next 24 hours. Assume the state of your fulfilled desire completely and without reservation. Move through your day as though what you seek is already yours. Allowing this knowing to infuse every moment with quiet certainty. Let your thoughts, words, and actions flow naturally from this assumption, as they must. When you truly embody your desired state, feel the deep abiding naturalness of having what you desire. Notice how your shoulders relax. Your breath deepens and a subtle smile plays at your lips. Watch with patient awareness as the external world begins to mirror your internal state. For this is the ancient law. At work, the universe has no choice but to conform to the living reality. You hold within Chapter 25, the invisible power of faith in the bustling marketplace of an ancient city. A merchant named Lawrence Grant measured everything by what his eyes could verify. Gold could be weighed, cloth could be measured, but the invisible forces that shaped destiny remained beyond his grasp. Each night, Lawrence would count his coins, trusting only in what he could hold. Yet his wealth never grew beyond a certain point, bound by the limits of his material thinking. The universe operates through unseen laws as constant as gravity, as powerful as love. These forces move beneath the surface of physical reality, orchestrating the dance of manifestation. You cannot see the wind, yet it moves mighty ships across vast oceans. You cannot see thought, yet it builds great cities and shapes civilizations. The invisible realm is where all creation begins, where possibility takes form before emerging into the physical world. One day, Lawrence encountered an old sage who spoke of the power of unwavering faith. The eyes are limited, the sage said, but faith sees beyond appearances into the realm of pure potential. This truth struck Lawrence deeply, awakening him to a profound realization. His reliance on physical proof had been blocking his greatest possibilities. When you trust only in what you can see, you limit yourself to what already exists. But when you develop unwavering faith in the unseen, you open channels for new realities to emerge. Faith is not blind hope. It is a knowing so deep that it transforms energy into matter, possibility into reality. Lawrence began practicing this ancient wisdom. Instead of counting coins each night, he felt the abundance that existed in the invisible realm. He trusted in the flow of prosperity with the same certainty that he trusted the sun would rise. His faith became an unseen bridge between desire and manifestation. Gradually, opportunities began appearing that his logical mind could never have conceived. His business flourished in unexpected ways, guided by an invisible hand. What he had resisted understanding became his greatest ally. The power of absolute faith in the unseen. A faith experiment: choose one desire and hold unwavering belief in its realization. For 1 week, regardless of outer appearances, each morning feel the certainty of its fulfillment as deeply as you trust that your heart will beat. Let no physical evidence shake your inner knowing. For in this space of unshakable faith, miracles become natural law. Chapter 26, The Art of Allowing in a Garden Filled with Unopened Flowers. Eleanor Price stood with furrowed brow, attempting to force open a rosebud with her fingers. The more she pulled at its petals, the more damaged it became, until finally it fell lifeless to the ground. You, like Eleanor, may have experienced the frustration of trying to force life into your desired shape. The harder you grasp, the more elusive your dreams become. This is the great paradox of manifestation. What you chase often runs, while what you release flows naturally to you. The universe operates through attraction, not pursuit. When you align with the energy of your desire, rather than desperately seeking it, you create a magnetic field that draws it naturally toward you. Think of how water flows. It cannot be grabbed, but it will fill any vessel that remains open and still. Eleanor spent years pushing against life's current, exhausting herself. In the process, each goal became a battle. Each desire a struggle, but transformation began the moment she witnessed a butterfly emerging from its chrysalis, a nearby child eager to help reach to tear open the cocoon. "Moon, no," whispered a wise gardener. "The struggle to emerge is what gives its wings strength. Too much help will cripple it." This simple observation shifted everything. For Eleanor, she realized that her constant interference was disrupting the natural order of manifestation. The universe has its own divine timing, its own perfect way of bringing dreams to fruition. When you release your grip on how things must unfold, you allow universal intelligence to orchestrate circumstances far beyond what your limited perspective can imagine. This is not passive waiting. It is active trust, a powerful state of allowing that opens the channel for manifestation. Eleanor began practicing this art of conscious surrender. Instead of forcing outcomes, she set clear intentions and then released them to universal wisdom. Like seeds planted in fertile soil, she trusted they would sprout in their perfect season. Remarkably, what had once eluded her began flowing into her life with graceful ease: a surrender meditation. Each morning, find a quiet space and close your eyes. Hold your desire clearly in your mind, feeling its essence. Then consciously release it to universal intelligence. Trusting and perfect timing. Say silently, "I release the need to control how this unfolds. I trust in divine timing and perfect manifestation." Feel the peace that comes with letting go. Knowing that what is meant for you cannot miss you. Chapter 27, When Reality Tests You. In the depths of a mountain cave, a young miner named Daniel Caldwell searched tirelessly for precious After weeks of following his intuition in ancient maps, he finally discovered a promising vein of crystal. Yet the moment he began to dig, the wall seemed to close in and old fears surfaced like shadows. In the lamplight, you see manifestation follows a universal pattern. Just as metal must endure fire to be purified, your desires often face resistance before materializing. These moments of challenge are not obstacles, but initiations, testing grounds where your commitment to your vision is refined. When you set an intention, you activate a transformative force in the universe. This force begins to reorganize reality to match your desire, but first, it must clear away old patterns. Like a garden being prepared for new seeds, the soil of your consciousness must be tilled and buried roots must surface to be removed. Daniel's story mirrors this truth. As his crystal discovery seemed to slip away, old doubts emerged. Perhaps I'm not meant for success. Maybe I should return to my old life. But unlike previous times, he recognized these thoughts as the final guardians before breakthrough. The universe operates through a principle of energetic alignment. Before manifesting a new reality, you must prove you can hold its frequency even when circumstances suggest otherwise. It is easy to maintain faith when all flows smoothly. True mastery comes from remaining steadfast when old patterns resurface. Think of these moments as spiritual tests, not setbacks. When shadows of the past appear, they come not to defeat you, but to ensure you're ready for the reality you've claimed. Your response in these moments determines whether you break through or cycle back. Daniel chose to stand firm. Rather than retreating into old patterns of doubt, he responded as the successful miner he knew himself to be. He approached each challenge with renewed determination, treating obstacles as confirmation that he was on the right path. Within days, the cave walls revealed their treasures, yielding crystals more magnificent than he had imagined. A resilience practice. When an old challenge resurfaces, pause and ask, how would my future self handle this moment? Then act from that elevated consciousness. Rather than reacting from past patterns, embody the wisdom and strength of your evolved self. This simple shift tests into triumphs, proving to the universe that you're ready for the reality you've chosen. Chapter 28, Effortless Manifestation Through Alignment. In a bustling city, Margaret Holloway rushed through her days with a notebook filled with manifestation techniques, affirmations, and vision boards. Each morning, she would wake before dawn, forcing herself through elaborate rituals, convinced that more effort would finally bring her desires into reality. Yet the harder she tried, the further her dreams seemed to drift away. You see, the universe responds not to effort, but to frequency. When you strain to manifest, you broadcast a signal of lack of vibration that says, I must work hard because what I want is difficult to obtain. This very energy pushes your desires further from reach. The truth about manifestation lies in a paradox. The less you strive, the more naturally things flow. Think of a flower opening to the sun. It doesn't force its petals apart. It simply responds to the light. In the same way, your desires materialize not through force, but through natural alignment. Margaret's breakthrough came on a day when exhaustion finally forced her to stop trying. In that moment of surrender, she felt a subtle shift, a lightness she hadn't experienced in years. She realized that all her striving had been rooted in a belief that she needed to earn her good when in truth abundance was her natural state. The secret lies not in doing more, but in being more. When you embody the energy of your desire, when you become the person who naturally experiences what you seek, manifestation becomes effortless. It's not about pushing against reality, but about aligning with the frequency of what you want. Margaret began to approach life differently. Instead of forcing manifestations, she focused on feeling the way she would feel if her desires were already realized. She stopped trying to make things happen and started allowing them to unfold. Within weeks, opportunities she had struggled to create began appearing naturally in her path. This is the art of effortless manifestation, not working harder but vibrating higher. When you match the frequency of your desires, you become a magnet for their physical expression. The universe doesn't require your effort. It responds to your state of being, a frequency. Check. Throughout your day, pause and ask yourself, am I vibrating at the level of my desire? Notice how you feel in your body. Are you tense, striving, pushing, or are you relaxed, confident, allowing? Adjust your energy accordingly. Remembering that ease is the pathway to manifestation. Chapter 29, Living as the Creator of Your Reality. In the heart of winter, Walter Sinclair sat in his study surrounded by photographs that mapped out his life's journey. Each image told a story of circumstances he had attributed to chance, luck, or the mysterious hand of fate. Yet on this evening, as snowflakes danced outside his window, a profound truth emerged from the depths of his consciousness. Do you see? Life is not a predetermined script handed to you at birth. Every moment, every experience, every circumstance arises from the depths of your own consciousness. The world you see before you is not happening to you. It is emanating from you. Walter had spent decades believing himself a passenger in life's journey, watching events unfold as though they were beyond his control, but as he studied those photographs more closely, patterns began to emerge. In every situation he had labeled as bad luck, he found traces of his own expectations. In every coincidence that had worked in his favor, he discovered moments where his thoughts had aligned perfectly with the outcome. The truth revealed itself with crystal clarity. He had been the author all along. Every thought he held, every belief he nurtured, every emotion he sustained had been silently shaping his reality. The universe had never been working against him. It had been faithfully reflecting back. What he held within this revelation transformed Walter's approach to life. He began each morning not as a participant in fate's grand design, but as the conscious creator of his day. His morning ritual became a sacred moment of intention setting where he would clearly envision the experiences he chose to manifest. What followed was nothing short of miraculous. As Walter stepped into his role as conscious creator, life began responding with unprecedented precision. Opportunities aligned with his intentions. Circumstances rearranged themselves to match his vision, and what once seemed like random events now revealed themselves as direct responses to his conscious choices. A conscious ritual. As the sun rises each morning, sit in quiet contemplation. Feel the power of creation stirring within you. Set a clear intention for your day, not as a wish or hope, but as a knowing. Declare it with the certainty of one who understands that reality responds to your inner command. Then move through your day watching how the universe orchestrates itself to match your intention. Chapter 30, The Final Reflection. In the heart of a bustling city, Amelia Wren walked past the same building she had seen 1,000 times before. Yet, on this day, everything appeared different. The world hadn't changed. She had. You have walked this same path searching endlessly for answers that seem to hide just beyond your reach. Like Amelia, you may have sought wisdom in distant places, believing that somewhere someone held the key to unlocking your potential. The truth is both simpler and more profound than you imagined. You were always the answer. You sought every teaching, every practice, every revelation in these pages has led you back to this fundamental truth. Transformation does not occur in the world around you. It emerges from within you. When Amelia finally understood this, her entire reality shifted. She realized that her endless pursuit of external solutions had been a journey leading her back to herself. The power she sought had never been lost. It had been waiting patiently for her recognition. You see, the universe operates through you, not despite you. Every circumstance in your life is a reflection of your inner state of being. The moment you shift your consciousness, reality must reorganize itself to match your new vibration. This is not merely a principle. It is the foundational law upon which all creation rests. Amelia's revelation came when she stopped trying to manipulate external conditions and instead turned her attention inward. In that sacred moment of self-recognition, everything changed. The world began responding not to her efforts, but to her being. This is the ultimate truth. These ancient teachings have preserved. You are not separate from the creative force of the universe. You are its expression. When you align with this understanding, life becomes not a series of events happening to you, but a divine dance flowing through you. A final commitment practice: sit in stillness with paper and pen before you allow the most powerful lesson from this journey to arise naturally in your consciousness. Write it down not as mere words, but as a declaration of truth. Then pen your commitment to embody this wisdom, knowing that as you change, the world must change with you. Have uncovered in these pages is not meant to sit idle on a shelf. It lives through you, breathes through you, and manifests through your every choice. As you close this book, know that you are not finishing a journey. You are stepping more fully into your own power. Think back to who you were when you first opened these pages. That version of yourself believed in limitation, in struggle, in the fixed nature of reality. Now you understand that those were merely shadows, cast by unexamined beliefs. You have learned to see through the illusion of powerlessness and recognize your role as a conscious creator. The ancient masters did not preserve these teachings so they could remain theoretical knowledge. They passed them down through generations because they understood a fundamental truth. Awareness creates change. Once you truly see that reality mirrors your inner state, you can never unsee it. Every circumstance, every relationship, every experience now reveals itself as a reflection of your consciousness. But knowing is not enough. This wisdom must be lived. Each morning presents a new opportunity to choose who you will be. Will you fall back into old patterns of thought and emotion, or will you consciously direct your energy toward what you wish to create? The universe does not judge your choices. It simply responds to them with perfect precision. Your transformation has already begun. Perhaps you've noticed subtle shifts in how people respond to you or how circumstances align more effortlessly with your intentions. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations of the law. You now understand as your inner world changes, the outer must follow. Remember, transformation is not about forcing change through willpower. It is about aligning your entire being, thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and actions with the reality you choose to experience. When you live in this alignment, creation becomes effortless. The universe does not need to be convinced. It simply awaits your clear direction. You hold in your hands the power to shape reality itself, not through manipulation or control, but through the natural law of reflection. Every moment offers a choice. Will you create consciously or unconsciously? Will you live by design or by default? The path ahead is yours to choose. You may face moments of doubt or old patterns trying to reassert themselves, but you now possess something invaluable. The understanding that these are merely opportunities to choose again, to realign with your true power. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thanks.